what he despised. The spaces, the social media is coming to haunt him. He called us online wankers. He called us using his cronies, those who just follow him blindly, that we are but wankers. We used to send so many emails, and even the Netherlands president, prime minister, or I don't know whoever, had to acknowledge that they have received through Ajiro, they have received our request that they are leader not to visit our nation, because we are worried. What is this that they are going to have? What is the discourse that they are going to have in between? A failure, somebody who does not even recognize the rights of us, the rights of Kenyans, the right of a human. He appreciates cows, and that is why he is looking for vaccines, so that he can vaccinate cows more than people. That is why SHA and SHIV is failing. That is why people are, they are losing their lives in hospitals. Reason being they can't afford the cost. Look at the new funding model. Yes, I hope president can stand on his serve and proclaim to the nation that he is going to give us a donation over 150 millions to Sudan or Southern Sudan, I don't know where. Monies that have been borrowed elsewhere so that they can be donated elsewhere. You can see how stupid and, diabolical or disoriented a leader he is. You can't tell us that you borrow money. You are telling us, look at the papers. I think this week, they talked about they are supposedly fronting a finance bill of 4.27, I don't know, trillion. And they are running of deficit of over a trillion. Over a trillion. And this is the money that is going to be bring in through borrowing from expensive commercial loans from international banks like IMF and World Bank. Yet you take the same money and go donate somewhere. This PR is going beyond. It's overboard. Look at him. Just overlooked the president of our continent, made a call to Macron, then come on his, call a press conference and tell the world that, I've talked this morning with Macron so that he can come and help us resolve and get solution for our local problems. You go for a colonizer, you leave your counterpart. You can't make, they are just miles away. You can't make calls to them and resolve it. Diplomatically poor. And you know what? He is positioning his tribesmen in every area. Look at even that Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Who is there? Who is there? Apart from speaking through his noses. Speaking through his noses, that he knows how to speak, Americans, English. I know how to speak British, but with little impact, futile, useless. These are demagogues, That is why East Africa and even continentally, people were looking up to us as a nation. But now, where it used to be a safe haven, it's no longer that. The opposition leader from our neighbor, Uganda, come to visit us. He is abducted in our soil by our own deported. deported. Just he stood a very huge chance if if the person who was supporting him never interfered with SADC, never interfered with SADC. The 16 votes from south of our continent has cost the USC as Raila is concerned, not Kenyans. It wasn't ours. We had nothing to gain. Yes, just like one of us is saying here, we had nothing to gain. It had everything to benefit Ruto. They were planning to have about 8 regional homecomings, except Mount Kenya. They were planning to have homecomings so that they can go play their cards, talk about how he has managed to whip the president of Africa. But this has not happened. This has not happened. So I am grateful. I am grateful. It has happened. I am thankful.
By Mungi.
Prosecuting heads of states and senior officials as long as they were in power. That is what is keeping Ruto away from ICC right now. He cannot be prosecuted at all. So, because Malabo Protocol is not completely adopted as of yet, I think their plan was to put Raila there and cement power. He's sort of immune to it. And because the African Court of Justice and Human Rights was supposed to replace ICC so that we can have our own protocol. He is in AU. So they have lost all that today. And I'm glad that we can still take control to ICC without the African. Waambie asisikie vibaya sana, but all in all, every Kenyan should celebrate this.
I've not spoken. So, for me, I was not really in support of the Baba going to AU, because it is really painful when you look at the picture. Kuna, I think it is Len Gogi or somebody who has America. Those two pictures, you see how the Djibouti guy went to AU, to Ethiopia, and you see how our own people went to the AU. It's like you might think it is something out of the world. Now, all that at the expense of our own taxpayers' cash, because Davadi said, "Oh, they are funding their trips and all that," but especially those in power. So, for me and many others who are celebrating this, because uh, we know exactly that this was not the push for it was not Raila's thing, it was not Baba's thing to go there. We know that exactly who was pushing and who was going for, so that he can get Raila out of the picture, and we will only have one candidate, because he believed no one else can defeat him. But now we are grateful that Sani, party after party. Who was next? Farah, you are ready to speak, or the AG?